Hello everyone, this is Crystal Putoff, and today I'm going to show you how to make these adorable little jack-o'-lantern pumpkins. So this video is airing on October 26th in the United States. Well, some people have been celebrating it for quite a while, but one of the traditions here is to carve pumpkins into faces. So that's what these are. So this is a way to take a Halloween activity and incorporate some prayer into it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put these, I have this cute little basket that I keep these in, but there's a handle on it, so you can't really see it. So we'll go over these, but I'm going to walk you through the process. This is a very easy egg to do, and it's very good for beginners especially. So we're going to start with our plain chicken egg. I'm going to use my template, and I am going to make the marks at the 90 and the 45. Now here's one of the best things about these eggs is you don't have to worry one bit about straight lines, because pumpkins don't have straight lines on them. So I made these marks, and now I'm going to draw these lines around the egg. And these are really just guidelines. That's all these are. I am going to have them meet up at the top. Okay, so I'm not spending a lot of time to draw an absolutely perfect line because I don't need one. I'm just trying to get a sense for the pumpkin. Now, I only put the faces on one side of it, but you could put the faces on both sides. I don't like to do a face that goes right through one of these lines. I kind of prefer for it to be off to the side. So I'm going to draw the face with the pencil. So here we go. I'm going to draw, I'm going to keep this one simple for the video. I'm going to draw an eye, and I like an eyebrow with mine. So I'm going to draw an eyebrow. And they don't have to be perfectly. Okay, I'm going to move this one because I want this one to kind of go through that line there. They don't have to be exactly the same either. Anybody that's carved a pumpkin knows how hard it is to get that exactly the same. Okay, so there's his eyebrows. Let's give him, let's give him a nose that kind of goes like this. Like that. So, and now we're going to give him a face. I like happy face pumpkins. We're going to give this one kind of an offset smile. It's kind of going to be like a grin, kind of go up this way. And let's give him a tooth here and a tooth here. Okay, that is all I'm drawing on the pumpkin. I'm sorry, this is not a pumpkin. This is an egg. This is a chicken egg. So what I'm going to do now is plug this hole, and I'm going to dye it yellow. I have not put any wax on it because what I like, you can put the wax on it now. I like to have the yellow lines on my pumpkin. So that's why I dye it yellow before I put any wax on it. So that's my next step. So you come back, he will be yellow, and we'll be ready to put the wax on it. All right, so here we're back, and we have a yellow egg. And now we're ready to put the wax on it. This is how I do it. Helps me do it in the correct order. So if you are doing your egg where you're using white lines rather than yellow, I would recommend you follow this same sequence for putting the wax on. Now I'm using my fine tip electric. You can also use a medium. I may change my mind Actually, I changed my mind. I am going to use the medium because I want a really nice line here on this. So I'm going to use my medium. I wouldn't use the fine or the extra fine. Fine is as low as I would probably go, just because you want these lines to show up. All right, so here's how I do it. I start and I am going to outline the face area. I am not going to fill it in. I'm just going to outline it. So here's the eyebrow that I did. So it went like that, and then it came up. And there's that eye. Now I'm going to do this one. Now I'm going to do this eye. I'm trying to make them similar, but if they're not exactly the same shape and size, that's okay. And I'm going to do my little nose that I gave him or her. And now I'm going to do the face, and I did give this one a couple of teeth. So I'm going to come down here. This is a tooth. And remember, I made that lopsided grin. This is a great beginning Pysanky egg because you do not have to worry about straight lines, and it's a fairly simple design. So I've drawn the face on there. Now I'm going to do these long lines. And the reason I do the face first is I don't want this line here to go through the mouth. I want it to go stop when I get to the mouth, and then it'll come out here, and I'm going to kind of stop there so it doesn't go through it and up to the top. And now I'll do this one. I'm going to stop when I get there. I'll do a little one there, and then I'll do this one that goes through here and up to the top. And then this one is going to go here. It's getting close to the eye, so I'm actually going to stop, and I'm not going to do any of that part, and I'm just going to start it up again here. Now the rest of mine will go, there's no face there. So these are just going to be lines that go all the way up to the top. And again, I'm not super worried about how straight they are because you look at a pumpkin in nature and I bet you're going to find out that one's not real straight either. And if you want to write your name on it, you can. Now, if you did put a face on the other side, you'll want to do the same sequence where you put the wax on the face first, and then you do these long lines. So, no rules on this. Your pumpkin can have two faces if it wants. It's your pumpkin. But we are not going to be carving this out. We're just using the wax and the dye. Okay. So there. So now I have all the wax on it. And I have cheated, I won't say cheat, cheat's a harsh word. I have another one here that I have started. I'm going to put the wax on this one. And then, because I'm going to dye one of these in the Ukrainian gift shop pumpkin dye, and I'm going to dye the other one in the Pysanky USA carrot dye. So you can kind of see two different colors. You can use any color of orange you want. If you use the oranges that don't have vinegar in them, you're going to get a very pale colored orange, but whatever orange you want. And I don't know if you can see this egg. It is like covered with like bumps and things like that. I was going to put it in my basket that I let people practice on them. And then I thought, oh, you know what? Have you ever gotten a pumpkin that has all those little warts and bumps on it? I thought this will be perfect for that. So I'm going to put the wax on this. I'll dye these in their orange colors, and then we'll be back with the next step. All right, we're back. And look at these two cute things here. This one was the Ukrainian gift shop pumpkin, and this one was the Pysanky USA carrot. Like I said, any orange would work. I know that Ukrainian Accessories also has a couple different colors of orange as well, and Pysanky USA has a lot of colors of orange, but these are two of my favorites. So now we are not going to cover the whole egg with wax to preserve the orange. We are only going to cover a small portion of it. So I'm going to show you how I do this. I won't do the whole egg, but you'll get the idea. And then we're going to apply the black using something other than egg dye. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put wax all around the outline of the yellow, because I'm going to be using a paintbrush or a marker to fill in the areas that I want to be black. Like, for example, on this one. So where this is black, I used either a paintbrush or I used a marker. I don't remember which I used. I'm going to show you both, but what we want to do is, in case I slip with the paintbrush or the marker, we want to protect the areas that we want to stay orange. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go around, and I'll probably go in between here. This area right here. I don't have to cover the whole egg because I'm not going to put black. Now, if you had a face on the back, you'd want to do this. So anywhere around an element where you're going to make it black, you want to put, some wax, a buffer area, just in case you slip while you're putting the black on here. The marker's a little easier to control. The paintbrush works very well. For that one, I use India ink. And as long as you don't need a whole bunch on your paintbrush. So I'm just going to do this all around just the face parts. And then I'm going to do that on both, and then I'll show you how I put the black on it. So here I have my two pumpkins, my two eggs that have pumpkin design on them. You've probably guessed by now this is a very non-traditional Pysanky design, but it's a great way to learn. So two ways that you can put the black area. One way is, this is a Posca marker. This is PC3M. You can see what that says. I need to make sure it's working. Oh, yeah, okay. So I like these tips. There's ones that have the plastic. I find those kind of splatter, so I don't like those as much. So all you're going to do is color in this area. Now, they do make finer tips for these, but because you've put the wax on it, it doesn't matter if I get a little bit of this black marker on the wax, that part's going to stay orange. It's still a resist method. And I have used the Posca markers before. It gives you this very deep black, and they stand up to the heat gun or an oven if you take the wax off that way. I've never tried to do it with a chemical method. I don't know if the dye would run then, but I know that it stays on there with either the heat gun or the oven. Now, I will let this dry for, I'm going to say, Well, if I were teaching class, I would say at least 10 minutes. Mine's probably going to dry longer than that because I've got another project that I'm working on. But all you have to do is fill in these areas that you want to be black. And like I said, I would let it dry for at least 10 minutes before you take the wax off. And that's all you have left to do is take the wax off and then varnish it. So that was using the Posca marker. And now I'm going to show the other method with this product. You want it to say Indian ink. This is the Winsor Newton brand. I also have a Bombay brand that works. I don't use acrylic ink. I haven't used it. It might work. I don't know if it stands up to the heat again. So I'm sorry, I should put this on camera. I'm actually using it from the cap. You don't want this dripping off of here, because while you have the wax on there, you could still splatter it some other way, drip it on something else that you don't want. So just like that, you cover it up. You might be able to do this with a concentrated dye. I did a video on making concentrated dyes. That might work. I don't know. I've never tried it. You might need to do a couple of layers to get a really dark black. Okay. So I'm going to keep doing that with this. And then, like I said, I'm going to let them both dry, and then we'll be back. We'll take the wax off of them. Here we have our two Pysanky pumpkins. This one was dyed, well, they both dyed in yellow, and we applied the wax. And then this one went in the pumpkin, Ukrainian gift shop color, and that's what color yellow I used also. This one went in carrot, which was the Pysanky USA color. After we did like this buffer area with the wax, this one I used the Posca marker. This one I used the India ink. You can see the India ink has a little bit more of a shine to it than the Posca. These have both sat for about 20 minutes, so they're dry. This one has a little bit of tackiness there. I might need to go back and touch that up. But we're ready to take the wax off. So I'm going to use the heat gun. I'll do these one at a time. There's not a lot of wax on them. First, take the plug out. It's going to take a little longer than I thought. All right, there we go. Happy pumpkin face. Cute. I'll let that one dry and I'll varnish it. And now we'll take the wax off of this one. Again, took the plug out. Oh, look at him. He looks pretty cute too. He, she, it, the pumpkin. Okay, so there we have our two pumpkins. Cute. Ready to go out and celebrate Halloween. Maybe, since Halloween is actually the eve of All Saints Day, maybe I'll call this one, well, it's All Saints. So these are, I don't know. I'll just... Saint 1, Saint 2. Here we go. They're ready to go and celebrate Halloween. Have a blessed day.